One thing I really like about this bank is how much everyone genuinely cares about their customers and about the community and about each other. Always trying to put ourselves in the customer's place. What would I expect if I were the customer? And then we try to take it up a few notches from there. And it's kind of like being part of the family when you're banking with us.
Y'all be welcome to Shelburne, who will give her invocation.
It's almost Christmas time, Lord, and we confess to you that although our agenda calls for us to zone some land, appoint board members, purchase machines to wash fire equipment, and to accept easements, far more important things occupy our hearts and our minds today. Some of us are going to sit here making silent plans for loud celebrations when grandchildren and grandparents show up at our doors. Others will be pondering just what gift to buy for someone they love, and we're beginning to panic a bit, Lord, because we know how little time remains for us to get that done. Most of us have multiple obligations during these days, Lord. Our calendars are crammed with events. So we are silently praying today for a short meeting with a minimum of fussing so we can get out of here with time to tend to other duties. For most of us, this is a holy season, Lord, a time for us to renew our faith as we marvel once more at your grace. In contrast to the eternal truths that give meaning to these special days, the weightiest items on today's agenda seem petty. We find ourselves eager to dispose of them quickly, Lord, so that we may get on with the business of the season. So you will understand, Lord, that while we pray for your blessings today during this meeting, our deeper desire is for your blessings to rest upon our city as we pause once more to celebrate the wonder of Christmas. Through the Bethlehem child, amen.
Thank you, Reverend Shelburne. If you join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As we begin, I'd like to commend Gene Shelburne, Reverend Shelburne, with the Anna Street Church of Christ, because he is faithfully here to give her invocation. He's part of the ministerial group that supports the City Commission and has done a great job with other committees, such as the graffiti committee that he's working on. So, really a helpful citizen to our community. Thank you, Gene. Appreciate it. Good afternoon, and welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Amarillo City Commission, held on the third floor of City Hall each Tuesday, this one at 3 p.m. The first item of business today is the minutes. Attached is a copy of the minutes, and those minutes pertain to the meeting that was held on December 13th, 2011. Are there any questions or corrections about those minutes? Not entertainable. Excuse me.
Mayor, I would move for approval of those minutes as presented.
I second the motion.
All those in favor of the minutes as presented?
Aye.
Opposed? That's a 5-0 vote. Passes with a 5-0 vote. Ordinance number 7307. This is the second final reading of an ordinance changing a block, the zoning of a lot 13, block 5, and an irregular portion of lot 16, block 4, all in Caprock Edition in section 185, block 2, ABNM Survey, Randall County, in the vicinity of Moss Lane and Interstate 27, from general retail district to planned development for light commercial use. This is the second reading. Are there any questions about this ordinance that we looked at last week? Any comments from the audience? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move that we approve ordinance number 7307.
Second.
All those in favor of passing 7307?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance number 7307 passes with a 5-0 vote. Appointments for boards and commissions. Appointments are needed for the following boards: animal control and community development. We have some people suggested for those boards.
Yeah, Mayor, I would make the motion that we make the following appointments. For the Animal Control Board, taking the place of Robin Clark, a Humane Society recommendation of Ms. Sunny Campbell. Natalie Harrison, DDM, is willing to serve for an additional term. And thirdly, Beth Marsh is being recommended to be replaced by the Humane Society by Miss Gina McFall. In terms of the Community Development Advisory Committee, James Ellen has become an employee of the City of Amarillo, so he is no longer serving in that capacity. And the recommendation is that he be replaced by Chuck Parr, who's the former Southwest representative on the Community Development Advisory Committee. Number 2, Mr. Bill Bandy is willing to accept a reappointment. Number 3, W.L. Davis, previously serving as the Southeastern Area Representative, will be replaced by Sabrina Cisneros. Number 4, Eddie Dunn has agreed for reappointment. Number 5, Linda Grisham has agreed to reappointment. Number 6, Rita Saldiema has agreed to reappointment. Number 7, Clement Whitaker, formerly serving in the Northwest area, will be replaced by Samantha Abreu. And to replace Chuck Parr, who will be moving in as chairman of that committee, would be Mr. Jeffrey L. Studer, representing the Southwest area.
And I second that recommendation.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion about these appointments from the commission, from the audience? If not, all those in favor of these appointments as named?
Aye.
Opposed? Those appointments pass 5-0. Consent agenda. It's recommended that the following items be approved and that the city manager be authorized to execute all documents necessary for each transaction. A, the purchase of liquid ferric sulfate. B, the purchase of fire department washing machines. C, the approval of Rick Klein Sports Complex professional service contract. D, approval of professional service agreement. E, approval of addendum 1, emergency medical service medical director contract. E, dedication and acceptance of an easement. Is there any item that needs to be removed for separate consideration by the commission? Not, I entertain a motion about the consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Okay, any discussion about any item on the consent agenda from the audience? All those in favor of the consent agenda as presented?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes with a 5-0 vote. Well, this concludes the regularly scheduled meeting of the Amarillo City Commission today. It's however customary at this time that we allow citizens of the community with matters pertaining to city policy, programs, or services to speak to the commission, and the floor is now open for those comments. Would anyone like to make a comment? Yes, sir, please come forward. How are you today?
Oh, not bad. My name is David Bestman, and I'm Civic Center in. And I was curious if, I noticed on there there's possible land tracks transactions at Property County. And I'm kind of following up on former manager Taylor's Hartley well field out there, getting New Mexico involved in leasing it, purchasing it, subsidizing it. Is that possible?
Sir, I'm not quite sure I understood the question. I didn't quite hear it as probably the problem.
Yeah, what I'm looking at is the Hartley well field, water field, whatever it is.
Yes, okay.
Being leased or purchased by the New Mexico government or citizens of New Mexico, possibly subsidizing the water there for their usage of it. I mean,
I think you're confusing the water rights that we have up and down the county or around Hartley and the water in Ute Lake.
okay.
There aren't any pumps or any, there's
Yes,
no
pumps.
infrastructure out there at all.
Yes, excuse me, as far as I know, it's not more than a big patch of water out there. I don't know much about it. And it's fairly close to Hobbs, and if they could, get it down in Clovis somehow, geography involved there.
That's going to be up to the federal government.
Okay.
And the federal government, I don't think is, I'm speaking way out of line, except the fact that I have an interest because of that blocks of water from Bunt coming on Meredith. And I think that that's probably going to happen, I just don't know when, and that is that the water that's in Ute Lake will be sent south to Clovis, Portales, Lovington, Hobbs, etc. And that will be done with the assistance of the federal government.
Okay, all right. I didn't know, I mean,
Much beyond our control, because it's the state of New Mexico and the federal government.
yes, yeah, I realize that. I mean, Amarillo supposed to got the water rights, a bunch of water out there, and the people of Amarillo have to decide what's gonna be done with it. And you guys kinda got control of it. I don't. I'm just,
But wisely, what we did with the portion, the top portion, was sell it and use those proceeds to invest in an area that is a much better investment over by Canadian. And so we were able there to have a better unit, better production, and there's not as much competition from agriculture. Where we had that, there was an awful lot of intrusion from agriculture. Our water was being depleted, so we made a choice to sell that part of it and to invest it in other areas where we're going to have better water production.
okay, thank you.
Certainly. Thank you. Any other comments? Okay, if not, this meeting is adjourned.
Can I wish everybody a Merry Christmas?
You certainly can.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
And we won't have a meeting next week.
No meeting.
We won't have a meeting next week. Merry Christmas.